It is a truth universally acknowledged that an adaptor in possession of one of my novels will ignore all the deeper themes of money and morality, accountability and community, and turn its heroine into a discount version of me, Jane Austen. Welcome to my adaptation of your adaptations of Pride and Prejudice. Once upon a time, there was a little puppet named Lizzie Bennet. I'm so smart and everybody else is dumb. She had like 17 sisters, but none of them matter until the end, except Jane. That's not nice, Lizzie. Also, it's not possible. Lizzie was the smartest and hot in a hipster way, while Jane was classically beautiful, but a little obvious. In your stupid adaptation, Lizzie is secretly a writer, just like your beloved authoress. But have you noticed who I named after myself? The hot one. I have reasonable dreams. There's some drama with some men. Darcy is perfect but a jerk. Bingley is perfect but a sheep. And Wickham's just hot.
Not handsome enough to tempt me.
Lol, don't care. Clearly a mistake. He's filthy rich, as Mrs. Bennet, the most reasonable member of the Bennet family, properly values. Lizzie likes to pretend money doesn't matter. Anyway, they follow each other around, nobody really knowing or admitting what it is they really want.
A pair of fine eyes, blah, blah.
You know who actually knows what she wants? Caroline Bingley. She wants Darcy. Poor thing, but he's too pretentious for girls who don't like to read. Insufferable twat. But wait till you see his house. Meanwhile, Lizzie's into Wickham because he's very hot. And let's be clear, he has nothing else going for him. The number of adaptations that cast him as only medium hot. Have you read the book? He's literally so appealing that people just give him things like their virginity, amongst other things, Lydia. Lydia's into soldiers, but Wickham's into rich chicks. Exclusively, only rich chicks. This sets off no red flags for Lizzie for some reason. The reason is he is hot. Cousin Mr. Collins stops by and experiences an excellent potato. Then he proposes to Lizzie. No. Marries the neighbor and poof, gone until we need another plot point. Good riddance. Jane's into Bingley, but he mysteriously leaves town with Darcy. Bye. Oh look, the Collins plot point. Lizzie visits the new Mrs. Collins and meets the most interesting woman in the world, Lady Catherine de Bourgh. I am the most interesting woman in the world and would be a brilliant musician if I ever learned to play. And oh, what a coinkydink. Along comes Lady Catherine's nephew, Mr. Darcy, pining.
Your family is a mess and you're poor as shit, but against my better judgment, I am in love with you. I will now allow you to marry me.
Fuck you! You fucked over Jane and Wickham, and you're the last man on earth I could ever be prevailed upon to marry. Sorry, not sorry. But as we've established, she should in fact be sorry for giving up her only realistic chance at solvency.
Joke's on you, because Wickham's actually a total scoundrel.
Oh, fuck, you're right. And now, children, we get to the real moral of the story. Marry rich and invest in real estate. Enter the house. Ooh. Oh, Mr. Darcy's house.
Miss Bennet, please allow me to show that I am a changed man by inviting you and your poor relatives to dinner.
In your house? Apology accepted. But then, the mail arrives. Fuck, shit, heck. My slutty sister Lydia ran away with that scoundrel, Mr. Wickham, who you totally warned us about earlier. We're ruined.
Oh, okay, bye.
Damn, he's lost me forever, which I now care about. Okay, let's take a moment to address the hand. One carriage, no glove, 2005 Pride and Prejudice. Look, I understand that you're all sex-starved maniacs, but this is 1813. Okay, Lizzie's sister just went to whore jail. She's gonna be proper at this point, okay? She's gonna take care to be fucking appropriate. She's gonna wear a glove. The hand is slander. Matthew McFadden, you are on thin ice, young man. Every problem in the story is easily resolved with Darcy's money and connections. Jane marries Bingley. Lydia marries Wickham. And there's some angst about her happiness, but let's all be realistic here, okay? Lydia is the only person having a healthy and ongoing sex life. Jane doesn't even know what a penis is, okay? And Darcy thinks it's inappropriate to acknowledge the existence of female ankles. So let's all just celebrate and appreciate Lydia, okay? She gets hers. Go, Lydia! Fuck yeah! And now, our esteemed patroness, Lady Catherine de Bourgh.
I insist you promise never to marry my nephew,
Mr. Darcy. Cheers for Lady Catherine. May we all aspire to this level of blind self-confidence. But Lizzie's like, no can do, buckaroo.
What's that I hear? Encouragement?
Now, back to you, Matthew McFadgen. Single-handedly turning this book into a pornography. That kiss in the rain, he is in his underwear. This is obscene. No, absolutely not. Anyway, Darcy proposes again.
One word from you will silence me on this subject forever.
And Lizzie's like, marry me immediately before we lose the house to Mr. Collins. Mwah. Mwah. Yay, marriage. And this is a happy ending for nobody more than Mrs. Bennet, whose sole goal in life was to get her daughters married. The most honorable intention of any human being in this book, as she's well aware that they'll all be destitute and homeless if the girls don't marry well before Mr. Bennet dies and the house goes to Mr. Collins. This schmuck. All you adapters out there who make Mrs. Bennet into a figure of ridicule while her lazy-ass husband gets to be good guy daddy can suck it with your internalized misogyny, because with few resources at her disposal, Mrs. Bennet is trying to save her daughter's futures, while Mr. Bennet does nothing for the duration of his useless life except mock her and set aside not even 1 penny of his considerable income to provide for their livelihoods after his death, leaving them to fend for themselves in the face of certain financial ruin, even though providing for these women is his literal only responsibility. So who's the villain here? Who deserves our mockery? Read between the lines. Obviously, I couldn't say it out loud. My publishers were men. Are you paying attention at all to my direct human context, or are you too obsessed with drawing elaborate conclusions about my political implications and broad metaphoric strokes? The personal is political, text is subtext, and you all need to read Russ. And they all lived happily ever after, financially supporting several poorer sisters and improving each other's personalities over time because the match was more sensible than romantic. All of which was much easier to accomplish in a big expensive house than it would have been in any other situation. There's your romance for the ages, the end. This timeless literary classic was brought to you by our esteemed patroness, Lady Catherine de Bourgh.